Welcome to This Week in Badger Athletics for the week of January 17th. I'm Patrick Herb. The 17th ranked Wisconsin men's basketball team looks to build on its perfect 10-0 home record when Indiana comes to the Kohl Center on Thursday. The Badgers do so coming off a 76-66 win over number 16 Illinois on Saturday, in which senior John Lure scored 26 points and junior Jordan Taylor added 22 to help UW improve to 3-2 in conference play. The Badgers now turn their attention to a Hoosiers team that picked up its first Big Ten win over the weekend. UW has claimed 12 of the last 15 meetings against Indiana and rides a 6-game win streak against the Hoosiers.
I've never approached a game looking at a team any differently than that if you don't play well, they're going to get you. So I think if you have that mindset, you get the last in coaching a long time.
Tip-off for Thursday's game against Indiana is set for 8 p.m. with ESPN carrying the game live. You can also watch it on ESPN3.com. The Badgers then hit the road and travel to Northwestern for a Sunday showdown that has now been moved to 11:30 a.m. so as not to conflict with the Packers-Bears playoff game. The Big Ten Network will carry that game live from Evanston. The Badger women begin their week on the road, seeking a season sweep of border battle rival Minnesota at 7:30 on Thursday in Minneapolis. Lisa Stone and company split a pair of games last week and look to get back on track after a road loss at Michigan on Sunday that dropped them to third in the Big Ten standings.
Another road test in a tough place at Williams Arena on Thursday, and a border battle, all that stuff. You put the records aside. And again, our game here was not a scoring flurry, but a game that was a defensive battle, and I expect the same on Thursday.
The Badgers will close out the week returning to the Kohl Center on Sunday to take on Illinois at 5 p.m. Big Ten Network will carry the game live. The 9th-ranked men's hockey team is also back at the Kohl Center this week after returning from a split with Minnesota Duluth last weekend. The Badgers host Minnesota State in a WCHA series this Friday and Saturday.
Well, this team has been pretty responsive on let's say, a Friday night we haven't played well. I remember the game that came to mind was a game in Denver, one of our first games of the season. We got beat 4-2, did not play up to expectations. The kids responded very well on Saturday. So they've responded well, and we've kind of got used to that.
The puck drops both nights at 7 p.m. On Friday night, you can get the game on the Wisconsin channel or streaming on live at BigTenNetwork.com. Saturday night's game is available on WISC TV in Madison or on UWBadgers.com if you're outside the state of Wisconsin. After battling Illinois to a draw in its Big Ten opener on Sunday, the number 3 ranked Badger wrestling team is back in action Friday at the UW Fieldhouse. The Badgers take on number 16 Nebraska at 7 p.m. with the match airing live on the Big Ten Network.
Got a few guys banged up. They do a lot of patchwork in our lineup. The good thing is guys have stepped up. But we're still doing more patchwork now. We had a coaches meeting before I got here. Then one more when we get back. Find out what we're going to do on Friday for sure. Who's going to be in the lineup, who's not going to be in the lineup.
The men's and women's track and field teams hit the road for the first time this season by traveling to the Illini Classic on Saturday. The Badgers opened their season last weekend by hosting the Badger Track Classic, an event highlighted by sophomore Taylor Smith setting a school record in the shot put. Returning from its annual training trip in Hawaii, the men's and women's swimming teams will travel to take on in-state rival Green Bay at 2 p.m. on Saturday. The spring tennis season also opens this weekend with the Badger men hosting Butler and UW Whitewater at Nielsen Stadium on Saturday. The women's team travels to take on Old Dominion and William & Mary. For more information on everything going on this week in Badger Athletics, stay with UWBadgers.com. Thanks, and we'll see you next week.